If you're used to using telephoto lenses, this video is not for you. But if you're not used to telephoto lenses, this video may be for you. So I'm usually not using telephoto lenses or telephoto zoom lenses, but I needed one for a project, so I rented one. I rented the Nikon Z 100 to 400 millimeter. So in comparison, I usually have the Z 35, 50, or 85 millimeter primes, even the 105 millimeter, and recently I've gone for the 24 to 70 f4 zoom lens. And so even this seemed a bit heavier than my prime lenses, but it's pretty compact, so I got used to it now and kind of like shooting with zooms. But back to the telephoto lens, I needed for the event to really zoom into people's faces, so I rented the 100 to 400. And that one, of which I was not ready for, is quite a bit larger and heavier, quite a bit than this guy. So here's the 24 to 70, and here is the 100 to 400. And yeah, I was not expecting that. For people used to telephoto lenses, it's going to be a duh moment. And for those of us who watched the Olympics, we saw these huge lenses, and obviously they're going to be super heavy. But it's really not until you have them in your hand that you realize such a difference. And it was one of those things that, yes, I saw on the spec sheet how much heavier it was, how much larger it was. But until you have it in your hand and you're working with them, man, there's a difference. And I gotta say, the lens is absolutely, there it is at 400 and 100. The lens is amazing, and the autofocus and VR with the Z6 Mark III is amazing. And I would love to actually purchase one, not just rent one, if enough future work called for it. But again, this video just for anyone else who's not used to working with things and needs it or just interested in using it, be forewarned that it's a completely different experience, and you will not be just throwing this thing in your bag. You're going to be using this for a gig or a specific shot that you want to get. Definitely don't bring this around with you in the city center, because this thing is going to get jacked. This thing, is small enough you can throw it in your backpack on the camera. And yes, I'm recording this with my iPhone because I don't have another lens to film this with on my camera, so because I just showed it to you in my hand. And the other thing is, so heavy with a telephoto lens, you have to have a collar to mount it on your tripod, so you're not putting too much pressure on your lens mount. And that's another thing. So you have to decide, okay, either have two mounts, one here and then one on your camera body. But if you're like me, didn't think about that, you have to decide, okay, well, I guess I'm going no tripod with the other lenses and keeping it on here for the day. So great lens, heavy, large. I have no reference point to go against if this is on the heavier side or larger side compared to other, E mount, EF mount, RF mount telephotos. But yeah, hell, this might be light for telephotos for all I know. I just don't use them a lot. And now I really want to try out, I think they make an 800 millimeter, but that's seriously expensive. And I don't think my rental house has one. But cool lens. Maybe I'll be using it. Hope this helped anyone who is in the same boat as me. And I do plan on renting the 70 to 120 because I think it would be a really good match to have the 24 to 70 millimeter and then the 70 to 120. So that will probably be my next video.